Right, hang on a minute. Let's start shaking. Everybody start shaking. It should be on now on Facebook. Hopefully it's on Facebook now, so you should be able to hear me. And I'll jump on the other camera. I was all prepared really early this morning. And then it helps when you turn the microphone on. So hopefully you can hear me on Facebook. Can you hear me on Facebook? Yes, that's good. So let's start off with our shaking. And just to get the joints mobilized, loosened, and really be aware in the shoulders. This again is where we hold a lot of tension and tightness in the shoulders. So see if you can just let those shoulders go and relax, and arms relax. So you don't need to hold the arms up here, they can just be loose down the side. And if it's comfortable, you're just tapping the heels into the ground. Or if you prefer, just keep the heels flat on the ground. Really whatever you feel you need to start your day. Or maybe you've just been out walking or out running and you could do a little bit more of a vigorous shake. Whatever feels good for you. And with the breath, again, just do what feels good for you. So you may just breathe easily in and out through the nose. Or you may feel you need a fuller breath in. And so again, just see what your body feels like. Some days you need a bit more of a vigorous shake, other days you can just do it nice and easy. So one of the courses I'm doing at the minute in Qi Gong, the guy was saying that do 10 minutes twice a day shaking. So this has been my little bit of practice over the past few days, just 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. So that might be one of our challenges in the future to work on. And then just slow it down. Come to a comfortable standing position. And just feel, tune in with the sensations in the body. So that maybe you get that nice tingling sensation in the legs, in the arms. Tune in and notice how you're breathing. So we've been creating a little bit more vigorous movement, so the breathing will be a little bit bigger. So just tune in with the breath. Just allow the breathing to settle. And then just pop your hands on the belly, so feet however's comfortable for you. So I find hip width is quite good, nice and stable, just for this standing position. Check in with your feet in connection to the ground. Rock backwards and forwards maybe a little bit just to find where it feels comfortable, where you're not overusing the legs. So you're not gripping with your toes and you're not falling back through the heels. And then just work your way up the body, lower legs, softness in the knees. So just double check you're not locking out the knees, softness in the knees. Pelvis. Again, this is quite common that the pelvis drifts forwards. So we go into this standing position like this. So you might just want to slide the pelvis back, glide it back. So I'm not changing, I'm not tucking or changing the angle. I'm just bringing it maybe back so that I feel a little bit more weight through the heels, a little bit more secure and grounded and strong through the heels, and where my legs need to do the least amount of work. So we're aligning ourselves with gravity. And the more aligned we are with gravity in a standing posture, the less work we have to do internally, the less muscle work we have to do internally to stand. So if you want to think about using the Earth's energy, use the gravity. Gravity is a very strong, as we all know, Earth's energy. This point here, just below the belly button and in towards the spine, so inside the body, is your body's center of gravity when you're standing in this nice, strong, aligned position. So let's explore moving that center of gravity forwards, and then feel, again, don't hurt your lower back, but exaggerate the movement. So think about what type of work, muscle power you have to do to hold that position. It feels very awkward, a lot of pressure on the lower back. Then bring the center of gravity back. And then do the same leaning forward. So just flop forward a little bit. So suddenly you're not as aligned with gravity, so you have to do a lot of work to hold that position. So bring the upper body on top of the lower body. Now this all makes sense with breath work because we want to create a really strong structure to allow the flow of breath as efficiently as possible through the body. And we want to do that in a standing position because if we're moving, we want to be able to breathe efficiently when we're standing and when we're moving. There's a lot now on standing desks. So it's great having a standing desk, but if we stood like this and we're not breathing efficiently, standing is going to end up being the new sitting. So balance this center of gravity. So in Qi Gong, this is called your lower dantien. Simply a center of gravity. And then just balance ribcage and head. So you get a nice, strong structure. Once you've got that strong structure, you can allow the breath to flow as easy as possible. And you know, for those of you joining the class regularly, that whole idea of when we practice our bamboo in the wind, it's allowing your body to find that structure. Now bring your focus down to your hands on the belly. And just notice as you breathe, just easily in and out through the nose. So we're not changing any way that we breathe. So you'll feel as you breathe in, there's a little bit of movement, belly moves out a little bit. And as you breathe out, belly just settles back in. So just tune in a few breaths. And we know that we cannot physically breathe air into the belly. But what I want you to visualize is that the breath is coming down to this center point, to this lower dantien. So you're not consciously drawing breath down, you're just feeling the breath come down as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, comes up from there. But I'm not actually physically moving or using any muscles to breathe with down here. I'm just allowing that breath in. So the breath is just easy and soft and smooth. And then just pop your hands just on the top of the hips, on the lower back. So we've placed our hands up here before, but just here, just on the top of the hips. And feel as that breath comes down to here, a little bit of expansion and space right down in the lower back. Because remember, we're breathing in 3 dimensions. So it's almost like your little bit of hips release a little bit. If the shoulders start to get tight, then just lift and lengthen the spine. So just breathing into that lower back, but it's just easy, soft breathing. Standing. Again, you most probably feel about 8 foot taller now. So we've enlivened the spine. We've got that movement through the spine. By moving the spine, by extending and flexing the spine, we're opening up the rib cage. The ribs are attached at the back to the spine. So when you extend the spine, it's going to open up the rib cage to create space for that easy, effortless breathing. We're creating space, we're creating structure to allow the flow of breath through the body. Just take a moment just to come back to standing with your hand on your belly or your hands across the belly. Follow a few easy breaths. Now imagine, visualize that you're having that little bit of a spine wave as you're breathing in and out. So the spine is extending as you breathe in, but really small movements, and it's subtly flexing and relaxing as you breathe out. So you don't necessarily have to do anything, but just visualize that now, just in this standing posture. So we've just done a really big exaggeration of the spine wave. Let's just visualize that in this standing posture. If it helps, you can close your eyes so you can really bring that internal focus. And follow a couple more breaths. And then if you add your eyes closed, just open your eyes and just step out. So we're tuning in and checking and noticing when we're not changing the breath or taking any conscious control of the breath. And then with certain movements, we're taking conscious control of the breath. Let's work on a soaring eagle, which is really nice for opening up the ribs, enlivening the spine. We'll work on the mechanics first. We start with a little bit of bent knees, slight turn out, shoulder width apart, shoulders nice and relaxed, and just let the arms float up. So the arms are floating up, 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 up. Watch that the shoulders don't come up. As the arms come to the top, you get back of the hands coming together there. Can you see the back of my hands there? And then you just fold the hands across. And this is amazing how it feels in sometimes both different sides in the shoulders. So fold the hands across and then just let the arms float down. And then again, arms flow up. So we're just working on the mechanics. Just get the mechanics going first. Back of the hands face, and then they just cross. So you've got palm to palm crossed there. So we've got nice spiral going through the shoulders, the elbows, and then back down. And just do a few more of these. So we're working on structure, palms cross. Again, all the time we're thinking about where our center of gravity is. I'm not doing this. We want that nice, tall spine. Palms cross. Come back down. Couple more just working on the mechanics of it, so you get that embedded and practiced. Shoulders relaxed. And then we can coordinate the breath. So again, if it's comfortable, breath in. And just quiet, silent breath in through the nose. And breath out. And we'll stick with just in and out through the nose on this. If you struggle with the breath, if it's too slow a movement for you, then just breathe easy in and out through the nose. So breath in, if you can, and then breath out. Breath in. And now we're really working on flow through the structure, flow of the breath, and also you can soften the movements now. And you may feel that the lower body comes into play as well. So I'm finding I'm just dipping a little bit and then I'm extending a little bit just to help with that movement. So it's not just a movement with the arms. Breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Let's do one more. In, and then out. And just shake a little bit again, move around a little bit if you need to move around. Let's continue, let's do that again, focusing on the breath coming down here again. So it's very easy to go and pull all the breath up here. So just exaggerate it, try that breathing in and pulling all your breath up, and it just feels really weird. And then breathe down. So actually, even though your arms are floating up, still feel the breath coming into all of this space here and into the front of the body. So into this band here around your center. So let's see if we can just do that. So get into the stance position, create your structure, just allow the breath in. So a true deep breath. And breath out. And you may find that there's some tightness in the lower back, tightness in the ribs. Just do it slowly. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Deep into the body. Breath out. In. Out. And almost now it's like the movement is just guiding the breath and the breath is guiding the movement. So really once you get into that mechanics of the whole move, then just allow ease and flow. So it's all, you don't have to think about it, just allow it to happen. Let's do two more. And then just take a moment just to step the feet together. And again, just have a little scan around the body. Bring your body back to balance, those three centers of gravity. So you may have felt a little bit of tightness one side, lower back, ribs, wherever you might have felt that little bit of tightness. So let's do a little bit more of a stretch with that, but not a pull and a hoik stretch. So step your feet back out. Arms flow up. Do, 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 do. I'm going to mirror you. Let's grab the left wrist. So you're grabbing your left wrist with your right hand. And then we're extending. Imagine you've got a big beach ball here and you're just extending over that beach ball. Just a gentle, gentle pull. So not a hoik. So you're just creating space down here and just breathe into that side. You might find it tight in the armpit. Quite often gets tight here. Watch when you're in this position that you're not leaning forwards, that you are literally lifting up and over. So if you had two sheets of glass, front and back of the body, you wouldn't be here. So we're not twisting or rotating. You're lifting and just lengthening, and breathe nicely and deeply into the side, into the ribs here. If it starts to spasm, you've done too much. So really you are in control. It's not about forcing and straining. It's just gently easing into that movement. Then breathe in. A couple of breaths into the side of the ribs there. And then float back down. Float back up and take left wrist, right hand, or right wrist, left hand on right wrist. Lift and lengthen. Just roll over your beach ball. Doesn't have to be a big move, just to create that space here in the side of the ribs. Breathe into that. Nice, easy, soft breathing. You may find one side is very different to the other side. And then arms float back down. Step your feet together. Pop your hands again just over that lower dantien area. And I'm going to give you a full final minute in silence just for you to allow your body to come back to balance. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And just feel that idea of bamboo in the wind. And then when you're ready, just open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. Step your feet out. Have a little stretch if you need, again, a little bit of a stretch or a little bit of a shake, whatever feels good. Sigh out, let go, and prepare yourself for the British heat wave, which I think we're going to have today. Might go out in the garden again. Brilliant. Thursday, we're going to be starting the balance challenge. So I'll give you a little bit more information about that on Thursday, but if you're already in the challenge group, that's great. But if you're not in the challenge group, I'll send everybody a link where you can sign up for that challenge. The challenge is going to be that you have to do 20 seconds a day. 20 seconds a day is easy, balancing on one leg. There's a lot of studies to show that actually that is really good in terms of brain training and balance practice, and it's enough to do just to practice 20 seconds a day. But obviously we're going to add a little bit more to that. We're going to look at creativity, and we're going to allow you to challenge yourself a little bit more as well. But the main part of the challenge is going to be 20 seconds a day balancing on one leg. So I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Thank you for your time and attention as always today. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you did, tell your friends about it. If you didn't, don't tell your friends about it. And I'll see you on Thursday. Have a good day, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye. Cheers.